Luffy won't die. And every now and then, they manage to make him so cool. Luffy is so cool here. I think it's the second one. I don't think Luffy has survival instinct. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing One Piece. It is time for episode 27 already? We have just had the origins of Sanji and Zeff. It was a heavy episode of Sanji and Zeff nearly starving to death on a little island before getting rescued. And of course, I think what we're getting into this episode is probably going to be Sanji and Zeff. Well, I think last time Zeff made it quite clear that even though he can't be a pirate himself anymore, he kind of trusts this dream of his to find the All Blue to Sanji, who has the same dream of finding the All Blue, the sea where all the different fish from the different oceans come together. But Sanji doesn't quite understand that. He only sees what Zeff had to give up to save his life instead of realizing why Zeff did it this way. And I believe we ended with Luffy getting pissed off and releasing a Gum Gum battle axe on the Baratier. So that's where we're gonna start off this episode. It's time to go, so let's head into it. Oh, there it is. Gum Gum battle axe. That is quite a blow. Cool-headed, cold-hearted demon. Pirate Fleet Chief Commander Ghin. Damn, Luffy. If he continues this, he's gonna have to work chores for much longer than a year. I do find it funny that Luffy's logic here, it makes sense, and I guess Zeff agrees with him, but like, come on, Luffy. Yeah, see, Luffy gets it. Immediately pausing again. But that just shows Luffy understands why Zeff saved his life. He didn't save his life just so he could go ahead and die here. He saved his life so Sanji could continue his dream. And instead, Sanji is wasting his life is maybe a bit of a strong word, but at least wasting his dream by just risking his life for the restaurant. That's not why he did it.
Fire power de moete kutabare!
My, Ghin. That was quite a hit as well.
すいません、ドン・クリーグ。この人は我々の命の恩人なんです。こんな形で死なせたくありません。俺の手で葬らせてください。
Ghin is interesting.
ほら、うまくいったじゃんか。俺のおびき出し作戦。
嘘つけ。てめえ本気で船壊すつもりだったろ。
Nice try, Luffy. Nice try.
だったらせめて俺の手であんたを葬ることが俺の けじめだ。
ありがとうよ。クソくらい。
あんたもだ、麦わらの人。
別に俺はおめらみてえな弱虫には負けねえから。
この野郎、俺たちの総隊長に向かって。
Ghin is interesting because, of course, he feels very guilty about doing any of this because he is, well, Ghin is more honorable than Krieg is in that he doesn't want to attack the Baratier because they saved his life, they saved the lives of all of his pirates, and he is actually quite grateful for that, which we also saw in the earlier episodes, how grateful he was for the food Sanji brought him. But he's still following Krieg. Even though just now he didn't want to just shoot Zeff, he's still doing Krieg's bidding. Even though maybe not the way Krieg wants it, he's still trying to take over the Baratier. He's still fighting Sanji, Luffy and Zeff. It's quite an interesting take on a character like this, because I think usually a more, I don't want to say cliche, but a more well, yeah, it is a bit of a more cliche way of doing things would be Ghin betraying Krieg because of his guilt, saying like, I don't want to follow you into this because I think it's the wrong thing to do, so I'm going to betray you now. But that's not what they're doing here. He's not exactly doing what Krieg wants, but he's not betraying Krieg either. It's an interesting character choice to make for this character, because I feel like most stories would just have him switch to Sanji and Luffy's side, but he doesn't want to do that. He's still going to fight Sanji, even though he won't just execute Zeff. He will make it a proper fight, but he is still choosing Krieg's side, even though he strongly disagrees here. I think it's probably also, that's probably also why Luffy, it might be why Luffy calls him a weakling, is because he is still just following Krieg and doing his bidding, even though he clearly doesn't want to himself.
一番人数が多かっただけじゃねえの?
Good point, Luffy. They don't have a lot of pirates anymore. Most of them are gone.
確信ついちまったよ。
Ooh, yeah, that hurt them.
弱えと言われて取り乱すやつは自分で弱えと認めてる証拠だ。強え弱えは結果が決めるのさ。
That is fun. I do think this shows that Don Krieg himself, yes, he has the greatest number of pirates, but he also has a sort of confidence and, well, unshakableness that he is able to resist just getting angry at being called weak, and he knows how this works.
そのコックはお前が責任持って仕留めろ。そこの世間知らずはこの俺がやる。
Sanji versus Ghin and Luffy versus Don Krieg.
ごちゃごちゃうるせえやつだな。俺はお前をぶっ飛ばす。それだけだ。
Kick his ass, Luffy. In a way, isn't it a compliment to Luffy that Don Krieg takes this so personal that he wants to finish Luffy off himself?
あの武器を手にしたってことは、銀さんは本気だってことだ。情けのかけらもねえ鬼人なんだ。
I think Sanji's got great footwork. I have faith. His hands came out of his pocket. It's so impressive how they make such a simple moveset look so interesting. It was like, I think it was like a choreography of like 3 moves, but it looks so cool. Come on, Sanji, kick this guy's ass. Yeah.
り込んだ冷徹な鬼人だ。すぐに本性を見せるさ。
大丈夫なもんか。さっきの盾男から合わせてあばら5、6本は言ってるはずだ。
案外大したことはねえな。その串団子。
Skewered dumplings? Is that what does he mean Ghin's weapons by that? Skewered dumplings?
よーし、今のうちにあいつぶっ飛ばそう。
ぬ。
ぜ
そう力むな。
Luffy, if you're trying to do a sneak attack, maybe don't yell as you're running towards him. This is giving such Sokka from Avatar The Last Airbender. Sneak attack! That's the vibe I'm just getting from Luffy here. He could have just silently run up. Maybe it would have been more effective.
それが人間の武力というものだ。覚えておけ、猿め。
何を？彼は舐めれた引っかくだ。
And now Luffy is distracted.
とどめを刺す。もうあがくな。
なんだそりゃ、登場か。叫んだ。
Did Ghin, like, maybe unknowingly, like... Sanji said, what is that, pity? So did he give him an opening to escape? Or maybe, like, subconsciously give Sanji an opening to get a hit in?
サンジ、ダメだあの野郎。もう自分の攻撃のショックにも耐えられねえんだ。
Oh, it was his own attack that hit him. I didn't quite get what was happening to Sanji.
くそ野郎。
After all that talk and hyping himself up, he still can't do it.
俺だって言わせんとくれが。
なんだとてめえ。
だって俺は初めてだったから。
Does he mean, like, the first time he took help from someone, or does he mean like that he was near death and got rescued? I'm guessing the first time someone like gave him this kindness. Yeah.
生まれて初めてだったから。
I guess that's what you get when you follow someone like Don Krieg. No kindness in your life.
俺は別にあんたを裏切るつもりはねえ。今までやってきたことを間違ってるとも思わねえ。あんたの強さを尊敬してるし、感謝もしてる。ドンクレイグ、あわよくばこの船を、このレストランを見逃すわけにはいかねえだろうが。
てめえ。
I dare say that if a similar situation where Luffy wants one of his crewmates to do something for him and they don't want to and they have such a strong emotional reaction, I dare say Luffy would listen to them. And that's obviously Don Krieg is not gonna listen to him. He is flabbergasted at even the suggestion that Ghin is not following his orders directly and to the best of his ability. But it is, I think if something similar were to happen with Luffy, Luffy would be very willing to hear them out. But I guess that's also just the kind of person Luffy is. I think Luffy is like... Luffy has an idea of what pirates should be like, and that's a very different idea than everyone else has of what pirates are. And I think this is one of those moments where where you see a pirate acting like a pirate, and you know that Luffy is not like that, but most pirates are.
俺はそういう義だとか情だとかってもんが
Morality,
最も
sympathy,
嫌
I
いな
hate
んだ
those
ぞ
kind of things the most, yeah. That's what most pirates are like. But Luffy, of course, has learned from the amazing, the fantastic red-haired Shanks, so, you know, that's quite a good role model to have. Quite a handsome role model as well, so, you know, we understand why Luffy is like this. He had a perfect teacher.
最悪の毒ガス兵器だ
Poison gas weapon. Chemical warfare.
毒ガスを使おうがなんだろうが勝ちゃいいのさそれが強さだそのガスマスクを捨てろてめえはもう俺の一味じゃねえよ死ね
Ordering one of your underlings to throw their gas mask away and to just die right there.
ゲンあんな弱虫の言うことなんて聞くことねえぞ今俺がぶっ飛ばしてやるから
貴様ドンクリークを愚弄するなあの人は最強の男だ
Even after being ordered to basically kill yourself, he still believes in him.
これは当然の報いなんだ
ゲン
猛毒ガスだ MH5
借りるぞ3年ゲン使え
雑用
俺の番あらみんな潜っちまってるあらあらららららあらあらあら
Is it gonna end there? Yeah. Oh man. Ghin is an interesting character. Oh, Ghin is interesting. To defy Don Krieg and then basically getting told to go ahead and kill yourself, throw your mask away, and having Luffy and Sanji be like, hey, listen, you don't have to listen to him. You don't need to fucking kill yourself. And to still be on Don Krieg's side. It's a strange kind of loyalty. Like, you're wondering how he got like that. You're wondering how it's like, how Don Krieg manages to inspire that level of loyalty while being a really awful dude who mostly inspires through fear. Because we've seen him inspire through fear before. When he was talking about going back to the Grand Line, all of his pirates were like, what the fuck are you, what do you mean go back to the Grand Line? And he shot one of them, and that's what made everyone go, oh, whoops, sorry, you know, we didn't mean it, we'll go back to the Grand Line. So it seems to be mostly fear that keeps them in line, but then this is not just fear, what Ghin is showing here. Like, this is not loyalty from fear, because if it were, then he wouldn't have thrown the gas mask away. He would have, if it was just fear, the moment Don Krieg said, go ahead and die, throw your mask away, Ghin would have switched to the other side. So he actually truly believes in what Don Krieg is saying. He truly believes that Don Krieg is, like, the strongest pirate and there's nothing you can do, and he deserves this punishment. It's a very complex character, I feel. It's very complex, because even though it's also because on the other hand, he is willing to die here. Like, he's saying, like, this is a punishment I deserve. I will die for disobeying Don Krieg. But also, he did disobey Don Krieg for Sanji. For being shown a kindness, for never have... Apparently, this is the first time he has been given kindness, and that is enough to make him defy this captain. Alright, so let's continue. Don Krieg has started chemical warfare now. So let's see if Luffy manages to survive the blast. He's thrown 2 masks. It's Sanji and Ghin. I won't die. Fierce battle. Luffy versus Krieg. Alright. The battle is going to start. Oh, we know Luffy is not gonna die. He's too stubborn for that. That's a very slow poison rocket. I think we know where that gas mask came from.
助かった。都合よく落ちててよかった。
人間のやることじゃねえ。
I mean, committing several war crimes, doing chemical warfare, it does fit the general vibe we've gotten from Don Krieg. Didn't they also say in an earlier episode that he would use a white flag to pretend to surrender and then attack people once they've let their guard down? That's also a war crime, so, you know, very much fits his vibe. I feel like people shouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying they shouldn't react to it, but still, surprise is... They could have expected a wild move like this from a guy with a reputation like that. And there it is.
マスク、お前がくれたのか。
たかが飯に大層な恩持っちまうからそんな目に遭うのさ。まあ、バカは死なねえとわからねえか。
Again, it's interesting how did Krieg manage to inspire loyalty to such a degree in Ghin while he is like this? It's hard to believe, but we see it happen with Ghin. And I do find it interesting that Krieg is saying you feel indebted to someone just because they gave you food. And yeah, they've made a whole point of it, of how scary it is to starve, and that you only really understand that once you've been in that situation. So it makes sense for Ghin to feel feel indebted to Sanji to such a degree. But Krieg was also starving. Krieg also nearly died of starvation, so he should understand why Ghin is feeling like this.
Ghin, お前はついていく男を間違えたらしいぜ。
Yeah.
これまで銀さんほどドンに忠実に働いた男はいねえんだから。あの時だってそうだ。グランドラインから逃げ出したばかりの俺たちをフルボディの海軍船が狙ってきやがった時。
Oh, they were followed by Full Body? Full Body is the lieutenant who had a date at the Baratier, right? Yeah, because that's how Ghin got captured by Full Body, pretending to be Don Krieg, and then he escaped the ship, which led to the whole situation afterwards, where Sanji gave him food.
パティ解毒剤やったろ。あるにあるが、でもあれは食当たり用のだぜ。
何でもいいから持ってこい。
バカ野郎。だったらすぐにそいつにマスクを当てろ。多少の解毒作用はあるはずだ。2階へ運べ。そしてよく呼吸をさせるんだ。助かる見込みがあるとすればまずそれだけだ。
絶対死ぬなよ、ギン。あんな奴になんか殺されるな。意地で生きろ。わかったな。あいつは俺がぶっ飛ばしてやるから。
Luffy won't die.
死なねえよ。
There you go. It's so cute that they still call him Chore Boy. Oh my god, Luffy is getting hit a lot. Jesus Christ, Luffy. No self-preservation instincts at all. To just punch him in the face through the spines. Oh.
ここは俺の墓場か。
While being pierced by
お
like
前の
4 of those things.
墓場か。
3. I shouldn't exaggerate.
ここは俺の死に場所じゃねえ。
It's so fun how they can make a character that is so goofy, so... Well, he's kind of dumb, he's goofy, he looks just lanky. His superpower is that he can stretch, which generally looks rather weird. He always has the weirdest facial expressions. And then, every now and then, they manage to make him so cool. Luffy is so cool here. Ooh, I love that look from Zeff.
ああいうバカ。標的を決めたら死ぬまで戦うことをやめねえやつが。死ぬまで。
Pay attention, Sanji, is what he's saying.
ああいうのを敵に回すと厄介なもんだぜ。
Come on, Sanji, pay attention. I really like that little side eye Zeff gave Sanji.
おい下っ端しっかりしろい。さあ空気吸え。いい空気いっぱい吸え。大丈夫かよおい。水でも飲むかおい。
Ghin is not doing too well, especially not with these two taking care of him. Come on, Ghin, you know what Luffy told you.
生きてたぜ。クリックドンクリック。ここがてめえの死に場所じゃなけりゃ一体誰の死に場所だ。貴様だろ。
お前のだよ。
敵はドンクリークに触れることすらできずに死ぬはずなのに、ドンは無敵のはずなのに。
That's also the problem with ruling by fear and ruling in the way that Don Krieg has. So far it's worked. So far he is very powerful, all of his little tricks, his big armor, all his weapons, so far it's worked. But the moment you take one loss, everyone around you is shaken by it and starts to wonder what's gonna happen and if you are even that powerful anymore. You can't take a single loss or a single chink in the armor that you're like building up will immediately start to shake everyone's trust in you. Let's say Don were to end up winning this fight. His crew would have still seen him get hit. And that immediately changes their view of him, because he is so focused on this invincible image of himself that even if he were to come out on top here, it would irreparably damage his reputation. Just getting hit once. While someone like Luffy or Sanji or Zoro, if they can take a hit, they can lose every now and then and still get back on top. Because that's not what they haven't built their reputation on being invincible. Luffy has taken a lot of hits, but his crew is still has faith in him. This is not the first time Luffy's gotten hurt. He also got hurt against Klahadore. He got scratched all over, but they still have faith in him. While Don just needs to get punched in the face once, and his crew is worried about what's going on.
夢じゃんねえよな。あんな奴にドンが無敵のはずだぜ。ドンは これじゃドンクリークの最強伝説が
くだらねえこと言ってんじゃねえ。
ついに出たドンクリーク最強の武器
大戦争
The mighty battle spear. An exploding spear.
見物だぜ金槌こそ。
Even took off his cape. He's really serious now.
なんだよあの槍。打ち込むたびに爆発すんのか。なんだ膝が。
血を流しすぎて持たねえぞあいつ。
無理がたたったな。そろそろてめえの体力も限界だろうぜ。
こんなに売れる飛島じゃフルに力出せねえや。
Is it because of blood loss or? Wait, I'm confused. Because Sanji said he was talking. Sanji said he was losing too much blood, but Luffy is saying it's the rocking of the parts of the ship that he can't properly stand. Maybe it's a combination of both. That he's like losing his balance and he's suffering from blood loss, so the combination is making him wobbly.
しかしなんて怪力だ。片手2つを合わせて1トンもあるあの超重量の大槍を軽く振り回した。
It weighs 1 ton? Jesus.
死ねえ。
雑用
この芋虫野郎が。
Damn caterpillar.
雑用。
Don't fall in the water, Luffy.
くそクリークの野郎次から次へと武器を。あれじゃいくらなんでも。
全身に何百の武器を仕込んでも腹にくくった一本の槍にゃかなわねえこともある。
Damn, Zeff. That's a great point. I enjoy how they are actually showing all of Luffy's attacks here. Like just now when he got hit with the first strike, you did see him smashing his fists together right before the explosion hit. And here as well, you see Luffy take a big swing right before the explosion hits.
たわいもねえ。
Oh, the music kicking in. As Luffy is standing up.
それでこそ潰しがいがあるぜ。
生きるか死ぬか。海賊の戦場じゃ一瞬でも死を恐れた奴はもろく崩れる。
I love that Zeff is just teaching. Here again, wait, was it? Yeah, again, Luffy is swinging his fist right before the explosion hits. They do show it.
少なくともあの小僧にためらいはない。
No, he doesn't. I love that Zeff is just, while this is going on, this entire fight, Zeff is just teaching Sanji some lessons. Just like, pay attention, I'm gonna point out all the important things that you need to remember, because you are going to join his crew, and you need to know all of these things. Pay attention. It's very clearly like a mentor moment, but it's so cool. It's so fun.
生きるための装備か。死を恐れぬ信念か。
I think it's the second one. I don't think Luffy has survival instinct. I think he just knows he can win this.
この野郎。
こ
クリークのかき集めた艦隊も武力、百の武器も毒も武力なら、あの小僧の槍も同じ武力ってわけだ。腹にくくった一本の槍、くだらねえ理由でその槍を噛み殺しているバカ
Oh,
を
an
俺は知
idiot
ってる
who's
んだ。
holding back that spear for a stupid reason, yeah. Do you get it now, Sanji? Do you understand it now? And there it is.
大戦争
There it is. They showed us what he did.
5発パンチ入れてやった。お前の槍もうダメだな。覚悟しろよ。
Prepare yourself for an ass kicking. Fantastic episode. I especially like Zeff in the background. The fight itself is cool. And yes, Luffy is very cool here for just taking those 5 explosions and punching the spear. But I like Zeff in the background just giving Sanji a simple lesson in life and power and determination. I mean, if anyone has ever played Undertale, determination, stay determined. That is very much the essence of what Luffy is. And what was the quote he said? It's... here. Even if hundreds of weapons are built in,
何百の武器を仕込んでも
he can be defeated by someone with a spear of blind determination. It does not matter how many weapons or tricks or like dirty tricks in the book or power or how big his fleet is, how many ships he has, how many interesting or cool weapons he has. Luffy just has a spear of blind determination in his heart, driving him forward. And on Zeff teaching all these lessons, he's been doing this the entire arc already. He's been talking to Sanji the entire time. He was telling him earlier, like, pay attention. Keep your eyes on Luffy while he's fighting. Watch him fight a couple of episodes ago. He is trying to get Sanji to realize that Luffy is the kind of person he should follow and that he should follow his own dream. And then Sanji just doesn't get it. Sanji is just so... He refuses to acknowledge it. He doesn't want to acknowledge it. But in the end, even after everything Zeff has told Sanji, even after Luffy told Sanji that's not what he saved your life for, Zeff really has to spell it out for him and just tell him straight up, I know an idiot who is holding back his own spear of determination for a stupid reason. Sanji, you idiot, stop following me around in this restaurant and go and follow your dream. This is not what I saved you for. I saved you so you could follow your dream. He really has to spell it out for him, word for word, just to get him to realize. But we do see here that he actually realizes it. You can see finally in his face, there's this look of realization and just this sheepish look to the side of like, you're talking about me? I'm the idiot? Yes, Sanji, you're the idiot. It's so fun. It's great. I really like this sort of father-son relation that Zeff and Sanji have. Obviously, Luffy is very cool in this fight. The fact that he is taking all these explosions to punch the spear, it's great. But I like the Zeff and Sanji part the most. I do know that people tend to joke around a lot and complain a bit about the pacing of One Piece. Obviously, I don't know how the pacing is further in. I've seen the first 40 or so episodes. I don't remember exactly. But people tend to complain about the pacing, that it's too slow and that there's that everything takes a really long time. But I do find that with the pacing I've seen so far, it really gives you a chance to explore the characters, and even more minor characters. So, because for example, last episode, episode 27, you really get to sort of zoom in on Ghin and his blind motivation, his blind faith in Don Krieg. And then in this episode, there is the cool fight going on, but at the same time, we get to explore more of Zeff and Sanji, and finally, after all this time, have Sanji have this realization. So personally, I think, so far at least, I think the pacing is fine. I like it when shows take their time. Even though I like it when shows take their time, I am very excited for the conclusion of this arc, which I think we're getting pretty close to. Currently, we just watched episode 28. Luffy has not yet defeated Don Krieg, but he did break his spear already, so we're gonna see how long it's gonna take Luffy to defeat Don Krieg. I think we are nearing the end of this arc. If you like this video, make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to follow along. I also play video games, and I just this week started watching Demon Slayer as well. I'm doing blind reactions to that and commentaries, which will be 1 episode a week. So see you guys, hopefully see you guys next time, and we'll see if Luffy manages to finish off Don Krieg next time. Bye!